Hello, everybody, and welcome to Force Comic News Top 5 Must-Buy Comics for November 15th, 2017. I am, as always, Chris, and we got a good slate of comics this week. Let's start at DC with Dark Knight, The Batman Who Laughs, number 1. This is going to be written by James Tynion IV and art by Riley Rosmo. So you've heard about it already on the podcast. Batman Lost was freaky and awesome and weird, and can't wait to see the next issue of Dark Knight's Metal. But this series has been just amazing. I thought, personally, I know there was some up and down about Secret Empire, but I love Secret Empire, and I was like, this is going to be the book that everyone else is judged on. Well, Dark Knight's Metal is getting close to that. They still got to stick the landing, but everything about it's been fantastic. And this is going to be the last of the solo issues, and we get back into the miniseries. So I cannot wait. A Joker-esque Batman. Let's do it. Next, we're jumping over to Marvel with Not Brand Eck. This is written by a lot of people, but the two I wanted to point out were Christopher Hastings and Nick Spencer, with art by so many people I can't name them. So this is big for me because I love Christopher Hastings. I think he does great work. And this is Nick Spencer's first thing at Marvel since he ended his Captain America run with Secret Empire. And I said after that, anything Nick Spencer does, I am willing to try out, because he personally, he caught me with that. And now I want to go back and read some other stuff he's done, like Superior Pose of Spider-Man and some of his indie stuff. Like, he projected himself up in my eyes. And this is kind of a cool way for him to go and do a complete 180 away from what he was doing at Captain America. Because this is more of a comedy bent story. And we're getting the return of the great Bushman. I can't wait to read it. After that, I've got Punisher 218. This is written by Matthew Rosenberg with art by Gala Villanova. Normally not a huge Punisher fan. I've read a few over the years. I get the character. I like him in, the TV movie space. I think he's a great kind of cinematic character. But as far as comics, there's usually not a lot you can do with him. At least I feel there isn't a whole lot you can do with him. It's, military guy gone rogue, killing bad people. Obviously, there's been great stories. A great writer can do great things. But this is Punisher taken in kind of a new direction. That's what caught me, was Matthew Rosenberg. I've heard a few interviews with him about this, and this is Punisher taking over the War Machine armor. But it's not just like Tony Stark said, hey, Punisher, you should be War Machine. This is Frank Castle going and taking the War Machine armor for his own use and using it. And the idea here is kind of, Rhodey's been dead for a little while, and the idea here is Rhodey was the best case scenario for the War Machine armor. He was a guy that we could trust, we could believe in, and that would do the right thing. Frank Castle is not that guy. And this, from Rosenberg's own interviews, he said this is kind of a test to show you the bad that can happen when the wrong person has this. So I am pretty excited for this. I think he has a great grip on the character and wants to try something new and not just rehash the old stories. So we'll see. I'm giving it a shot. It sounds awesome to me. So we're going to jump over to Image now with East of West, number 35, written by Jonathan Hickman and art by Nick Dragotta. So admittedly, if you're not reading East of West, don't jump in here. Go back and start reading some trades. The book is amazing, but Hickman, if you know him at all, Hickman is all about the long haul. You can't judge Hickman books on 1 or 2 issues like most writers. Hickman's that guy that will bring something back an issue 135 that happened in issue 3. He's a guy that builds worlds and architects things like no other. That's, I loved Hickman at Marvel. I ate him up, read everything I could by him, and that's why I'm excited about him moving over to DC too. Hopefully that happens, because I want to see him take an established universe and bring his style back. But in the meantime, he's still doing great indie work, and East of West is of the best. This is going to be a story all about Death in Babylon. Now, this book's been on hiatus for a little bit, so that's why it jumps into my top, because it's back and I'm excited. And Death in Babylon had great story arcs, so let's see how this goes going forward. Once again, if you're reading this, this is on the top of your list. If you're not, I really suggest going back and getting some trades, catching up, and getting with us, because the books, it's just so good. Finally. This one's a little sad, but it is Invincible 142. Do I have to tell you written and drawn it? I do. It's written by Robert Kirkman with art by Ryan Ottley. The great duo has been on this book the whole time. So, we're at part 10 of The End of All Things. And this is kind of funny because it's part 10 of 12, The End of All Things. Part 1 of 1 of the Robot Wars. So the whole battles happen out in space. We know what's going on there. And now they're coming, when they come back to go to Earth, Robot has made a shield around Earth of his mech armors. So now there's going to be some sort of battle there for them to be able to get back in. We kind of see where the story's going. Mark's got to take over the Vulturemite Empire, and Robot took all of the babies of the Vulturemite Empire and stored them in his keeping. So obviously the Vulturemites are going back and trying to get their kids, and Robot's in the way. So it's going to be lots of blood, lots of chaos, lots of fun. Sad to see this book go, but at the same time, Kirkman's moving on to a new book, and I can't wait for that. So better to leave now and overstay your welcome, I guess. So thanks for watching, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to find us at fortresscomicnews.com, and subscribe button somewhere in this range, and the like button down there. Comment below. I want to hear from you. What are your top videos for this week, or top comics for this week? And what are you looking forward to? What am I crazy about? Tell me all about it. And thanks for watching.